to Career Uprising. I'm your host and professional career coach, Lorraine Rise. Join me as I guide you through an amazing journey of self-discovery and empowerment. If you are looking for work, changing careers, or stuck in a toxic job, then this is the show for you. I offer both practical and spiritual guidance to help you up-level and advance your career. Let's start the uprising. Hey everybody, you are listening to episode 26, Breakthrough to Your Future and New Career. How are you guys doing? Oh, I love that phrase, breakthrough to your future. Do you guys love that? It's intriguing a little bit, right? Who knows what that means? I've had that phrase kind of swirling around in my brain and my atmosphere for a while, and I'm ready to use it. I thought, I want to make a show on this. So I did. So I'm going to explain to you what that means and how we can apply it to your career. So hello again. I'm Lorraine Rise, your host and your career coach for the next about 25, 30 minutes, something like that. So I think that you'll be glad that you stick with me today and hear what I have to say on that phrase. We're going to break through to your future. And what I'm going to do is use this episode to share with you a lot of the practices and the habits and the mindset and the techniques, everything that I personally use to bring about massive change in my career and my life. And I have brought about massive changes in my career over the last couple of years. And when I look back in my earlier career, I did it then too, even though I wasn't quite as aware of those things as I am now. Now I have a lot of self-awareness about my thoughts and my actions and my habits and things like that. But I definitely know how to bring about change in a career. All right. So that's what we're going to talk about today, is how you can do that too. And you're going to get a peek inside my head a little bit, but you'll like it. I promise. So I think what we're going to do is really just get to the heart of what you really have to do to create a new future and to make something happen in your life that hasn't happened before. Okay. So this kind of methodology and these concepts that I'm going to teach you today can be used for changing careers or starting a business or maybe even just transforming your current job somehow. But if you are somebody who's listening and you're not happy about any aspect of your career, something about it is really misaligned and not working for you, and you're not sure how to fix it, especially if you want to kind of branch out and do something maybe risky or something you've never done before. Maybe you've got this side, craft or project that you want to turn into a business. It could be that, or it could be changed into a new field, whatever it is. If you're looking to create something new in your career, then this is the show for you. That's what we're going to talk about. So, oh my word, I got to tell you guys, fall is here. And when this show airs, it's going to be October already. I think October 1st. And I cannot believe it. The end of 2018 is coming. I can feel it. Can you guys feel it? I feel like this sense of kind of closure that's already starting to form for the year 2018. And so this is a great time right now for you to take stock of kind of where are you at with your career and your life and your goals and what you want to achieve. What else do you want to make happen in 2018? Is there any magic out there that you haven't made yet that you want to? Well, we've only got about 3 months left, so now's the time to push for it, right? And I'm doing the same for myself, without a doubt. I want to end this year on a high note. Personally, I don't know about you. And I certainly have goals for myself all the time, short and long term. So, if one of your goals is to make a change in your career or kind of up level, then I want you to invite you to join my community and my movement. All right. So, if you aren't familiar, my movement is about not settling for less in your career. It's about demanding more from your life, from yourself, from your career and your job and everything. It's about manifesting your ideal career and being the person that you want to be in your professional life. So connect with me somehow. I'm on all the major social media outlets, pretty much, a few of them. So feel free to connect with me there. While you're at it, go ahead and go to my website, worksmartcounseling.com, and sign up to be in my email community. You'll get a free copy of my guide that I created called Strategies for Interview Success, a little kind of kickstart kit for you there so you can get a sense of my coaching style, that type of thing. You'll get all kinds of guidance and tips on how to sail through your next interview with confidence and ease and increase the likelihood of getting a job offer. So go to my website, download that free gift, and learn more about me. All right. But let's get into it here. So what I'm going to do today is as I've done a couple of other times, is I'm going to depart just a little bit from kind of the nitty-gritty career and job search advice. And I think it's necessary for me to do this from time to time because I created the show with the intention of blending together kind of the practical day-to-day advice and tips that you need and the high-level spiritual big picture that you also need as well. So we're going to kind of live in that realm today. We're going to look more at the big picture kind of emotional, spiritual aspect of things. So if you want to bring about true change and true transformation in whether it's your career or any other aspect of your life, you are going to have to go beyond the daily habits and thoughts that you have. You're going to have to dig deeper than that in order to actually create something new that is not your current situation. It's easy to keep creating the current situation, right? You just stay the way you are. Keep doing what you're doing. But when you want to create something new, there's this resistance, right? There's this fear, this uncertainty. It feels uncomfortable. It feels different. And not being able to push through that is what keeps people from creating new things in their life. So, and this holds true for our careers, without a doubt. One of the biggest things that stops people from taking risks and doing new things, I think, is the lack of proof, right? Okay, so they've never done it before. So they don't know if it's going to work. And so maybe you want to start a side business as a virtual assistant, or maybe you want to go back to school and get a degree in cybersecurity, okay? Or maybe you want to apply for a promotion. Whatever it is, what we're talking about here is how to do big things in your career that you haven't done before and what you need to do internally to start that change and support that transition, okay? And kind of break through. That's why I call it breakthrough to your future, because we're going to break through these self-imposed limitations that you have that are holding you back from being more successful and more happy. All right. So what I want to say too is, thinking about, needing proof, needing evidence that something is going to happen. This is one of the biggest things that I think holds people back from creating new things. They want to have some kind of assurance that it's going to work. And I think that this is especially true when people want to quit their job and maybe work for themselves, which is a little something I might know about, right? But what you don't realize, whether that's your goal or it's something else, what you probably don't realize is that you don't need proof for this new thing. You think you do, but you don't. And you rarely ever will get it before you get started, right? So, Thomas Edison didn't have proof that it would work and he'd be able to invent the telephone, right? He just got started, all right? Same thing with Henry Ford in developing his cars. He didn't know if it would work or if people would buy it or whatever, but he just got started. And not having done something before is the worst possible excuse for not trying to do it in the future. Really, it is the worst possible excuse. It is, but it's the excuse we get. Oh, I don't know if it's going to work. I've never done it before, that kind of thing. So think about this for a second, okay? Are you going to tell like a little 1-year-old baby that it's not possible for him to walk because he's never done it before? Right? It kind of sounds dumb. Well, good luck there, right, buddy? You've never walked before. I don't know what makes you think you ever will, right? It sounds dumb, but this is how we think. And this is how we stop ourselves. I used to do weight loss coaching back in another lifetime, right? Before I was a career coach. I was a weight loss coach for a long time. And people would always say, oh, I know I won't be able to lose the weight because I've never been able to lose it before. As if that matters, right? As if that means that you won't be able to do it in the future. Or, thinking career-wise, oh, I've never made that much money before in my career. I won't be able to now. It was wrong, wrong, wrong. So let me give you a personal example of this really quick, okay? So you guys know, for me personally, that I went through a big transformation 3 years ago. And I truly reinvented myself professionally as a career coach. And I knew I wanted to really transform the landscape of my career. I wanted to work from home. I wanted to work less hours. Who doesn't? And I wanted to make more money. And I wanted to have complete control over the work that I was doing, how much work and when and for who and so on. I wanted creative control. So what did I do? I envisioned it. Literally, I started visualizing what my life would look like if these things were already true for me. And I wrote it down. I listed out everything that I would do in my new workday if I was fully in my business, which I didn't really even have yet, and working for myself. I remember writing out my potential new workday and all the things that I would be doing. But now you can insert your own dream here, okay? You don't have to take mine. It's not always about starting a business. You can have a dream to work for a company doing whatever you want. So insert your own dream there, but take the self-imposed limitations off and just let your mind run wild. If it was possible for you to design your life and your career from scratch, what would that look like? Imagine it to the highest degree and get it on paper and just pretend that anything is possible. Just play a game, forget what's, quote, realistic or what you currently know to be true or feasible. Forget all of that for a minute, okay? And just imagine it. Because think about this. Did anybody give me permission to start calling myself a career coach? Nope. No one did. Hate to tell you guys, right? I just did it. No one gave me permission to call myself that or to open a business or start coaching people, start charging money. I wasn't certified yet. I am now, just by choice, but I wasn't certified as a coach when I started. There was no official government governing body saying, sure, there you go, Lorraine. Now you're official. Now you can do it. There was no proof that I'd be successful. There was no proof or guarantee that anyone would ever sign up, that I'd make any amount of money, that my programs would even be effective and work. There was no proof of any of this. And if I had waited for that, I never would have done any of it. And you wouldn't be listening to this show if I had waited for proof. Was I ever freaked out? Oh, hell yeah. Sure, it was scary sometimes, but I did it, right? I made the decision that this is what I wanted to do, and I did it. And then, of course, I took action. And I took action in the form of making a website and business cards and developing my coaching packages and just starting to create this avenue for these, phantom new clients that I didn't have yet to come in. I had to take action. But before I could do any of those kind of surface level, day-to-day things, I had to first make the internal transformation and start visualizing myself as a coach and thinking of myself as already being a coach. If I did not think of these things as being right now happening already in the present tense, they never would have happened. Be careful not to set your goals off into the future. Otherwise, they'll always stay in the future, right? So, I had to become the person that I wanted to be in my career before anything physical would ever manifest to support it or provide evidence of it, right? Before any of these new clients would come in, I had to create an avenue internally in my mind and in my heart for them to come in. Okay. And I had to do all of this without a scratch of proof or past history. And man, it's like when I say it out loud now, it sounds amazing. It's like I'm blowing my own mind because just 3 years later, I still work for myself. I just hit the 200 client mark. Woohoo! I'm so excited. I've helped over 200 clients now in 3 years. I'm making more money than I ever have. And get this, y'all, I work part-time hours. I do. And I say that not to gloat because I just say that to show you that it's possible. Most people think that that sounds like a fantasy, but I made it my reality. And as the cherry on top, I'm now here, a part of Inflow Radio, working directly with Summer McStravick, who was like my 10-year long distance mentor, who I idolized and listened to and learned from for so many years through her podcast and her teachings and everything. And oh my God, now I'm working with her. Now I've talked to her on a regular basis. So those in my close network know what a big deal this is. I've manifested all of this through this process that I'm about to outline for you. Okay. I'm going to outline for you 3 action steps that you can take to make this happen for you. Okay. So let's take a quick commercial break here. And when we come back, I'm going to outline those 3 steps that you can take that I took to break through to a new future and call in this ideal career that you want. Okay. So stay tuned. We're coming right back. Hey everyone. While the show takes just a quick break, I want to invite you to connect with me personally to get help in your career. If you like what you've heard so far, sign up for my mailing list so you can be a part of my community. I offer all kinds of career-related advice, and I have a free guide that I created just for you called Strategies for Interview Success, and you'll get it instantly in your inbox as soon as you sign up. Head over to worksmartcounseling.com/signup. That's worksmart, COUNSELING.com/signup. Or go to my show page on inflowradio.com and get on the list today. All right, let's get back to the show. And we are back, guys. All right. So my goal today is to inspire you and guide you on how to break through to your new career and your new future that you love. And so when I say breakthrough, I'm talking about breaking through you internally, holding yourself back because of fear or doubt or waiting for proof or waiting for someone to give you permission or anything like that. So let's get a little bit more kind of practical, down to earth here. And I'm going to give you 3 steps that you can take right now to start breaking through and start creating and calling in this new future that you want. And these are all the things that I have done personally with great success. So if you're looking for proof, there you go. Right? I'll be your proof. It worked for me. So there's no reason why it can't work for you. All right. So these 3 steps are kind of a peek into my brain and my life, and they are how I have manifested the success, the autonomy, and the delirious, obnoxious happiness that I have today. Unapologetic happiness, right? That I have today. All right. So let's talk about how you can do this too. Get something out to write with, folks. Number 1, I want you to get clear on what needs to change in your career and why. Okay. Why are you unhappy? Let's be honest and pinpoint it. What is causing you unhappiness? What emotions are coming up for you? How does your job make you feel right now? Okay. What part of your career is misaligned and causing you suffering? Whether it's minor suffering or great suffering, what is it? Where is it coming from? What is the true source of it? Is it the number of hours that you have to work? Are you just worked to death and burnt out? Is in the schedule that you have to do, or maybe you work an undesirable schedule on the weekends and you're not with your family as much as you want. What is it? Okay. Is it the long commute that you have that drains you and frustrates you? It's just a waste of your time, a waste of your life, right? Is it the lack of upward movement? Is your job just going nowhere? You're not moving up. You're not making the money that you want. You're not getting the recognition. These are all just potential sources of discomfort. Are you midlife and still living paycheck to paycheck like a broke college student? Right? What is it? Pinpoint the source of your pain very clearly, okay? Now I don't want you to live in that misery too long, right? But I want you to be honest and call it what it is. Step 2, then, is to envision the solution. Envision your new life and how you do want to feel. And I want you to write it down, okay? And you can write or you can open up your Mac, whatever you want, a little notes app on your phone. I just mean get it out of your head and get it onto paper, okay? So now that you know what the problem is, now I want you to envision a solution. Now, write down all of the things that you would love to be doing in your new job, in your new workday. What does your ideal workday look like? Whether you're working for somebody else or you start a business, what is your, do you have a new office? What are you doing all day with your time? And let your mind run wild. Make it the best possible, ideal scenario. And I want you to feel it and call it in, okay? And focus on your emotions. How do you want your job to make you feel every day? Don't get caught up in the details of like the name of the job or the company or the location or blah, blah, blah. Those things don't matter and they're actually going to hold you back. It doesn't matter about those details because all you're really chasing is how you feel, how you want this new career to make you feel. How will the quality of your life improve? That, trust me, that is all you're after. Whether you believe it or not, that's all that matters to you. Okay? So focus on that and no other details. All right, so your second step is to envision this new job, envision this solution to the best possible degree, and write it down, get it on there, and enjoy it and feel it. Let the emotions of it come up, okay? Step 3, and these might not all be done in one day, okay? So feel free to go at whatever pace you need. Step 3, though, is to take action. Even if they're tiny baby steps, you have to start taking action towards that change you want. It's never enough to just think about something. And I think you know that deep down, right? That was a big a big criticism of that book, The Secret, that came out. I'm sure you've heard of that little book, right? And it's a good one. I own it. But there were a lot of people out there who felt like it focused too much on just thinking about something. Think about, getting $1 million or getting promoted or whatever, and it'll happen. So thinking and feeling something, that's the first step. Okay, that is important and it is the foundation, but it's not the end of the story. Because I could think all day long that I'm going to be given $1 million tomorrow, but if I don't really actually do anything to make it happen, it's not going to happen. Right? You must take action. For example, I could have wanted all day long to be a career coach and to have a full book of clients and all that stuff. I could have thought about it. I could have wrote it down. I could have set some goals. But if I had never taken action and registered my business and made a website and promoted it and created packages, nothing would have happened. And if I had never ripped that Band-Aid off and quit my last job, I would have capped myself. I never would be living the life that I'm living today, talking to you. I had to take action. So don't fall into that trap of thinking that it's enough to just want something or think about it in order to manifest it. Okay? So those are your 3 steps. That's your homework. Okay? Get clear on what needs to change, why you're unhappy in your career and why. Envision the solution. Envision your new workday. Feel it, write it down, and then think about what action, even if it's tiny, that you can take to start moving towards it. All right, guys, I am out of time. I hope that served you. That is it, if you can believe it, for episode 26. If you like what you hear, consider working with me. You can go to worksmartcounseling.com to learn more about what it would be like to have me as your coach. But also, if you have a career question that you'd like to have answered or you want me to coach you on air, you can email me at Lorraine@careeruprising.com or connect with me on social media, and I will answer that question and I will help you. All right? Until then, guys, go out there, be brave, be bold, be magnificent, and I love you, and I will talk to you next time. That's it for today's show. Thank you so much for listening. If you like what you heard today, please consider giving the show a positive review on iTunes. It would mean a lot to me, and it would help to spread the word so that others can learn about the show. Thanks again for tuning in, and I can't wait to connect with you again next time on Career Uprising.
This show was brought to you by InflowRadio.com. The best curated talk radio network for personal development, wellness, spirituality, and conscious business.